All right, so I saw this article on lunch today. I'm always looking for reasons to want to have children, and I think Reddit must know that because it served me this article today, this Vox article that I just paid $3 to see in the browser. I was allowed to read it on my phone, but in the browser I had to pay $3, and there's still ads in the page. I paid $3 for membership for text, and there's still ads in the page. Anyways, I don't want children. I do want children. What should I do? How can you know if you truly want to be a parent? That is a question I ask myself all the time. I'm really not sure. I see both sides. So we're going to see if Sigal Samuel can figure this out for us. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we're going to hit the important stuff here. I'm at an age where I feel like I need to decide whether I want to have kids or not. I'm very ambivalent about it. All right, I mean, right there, bruh. And I don't know whether I want them. I don't dream of parenthood or filling my days with caregiving for a young child, but does anyone? That doesn't seem like a good way to decide whether I truly want to be a parent. But then what is? The main place my mind goes is that I fear my life would be sad and depressing when my partner and I are 70 and childless. I mean, this is just insane. This can't be real. This can't be real. I can see why an article like this would exist, but the fact that it's in response to this, and wait till you see what she says. I mean, this is crazy. You're ambivalent. You don't know whether you want them. You don't dream of parenthood. And the main place that your mind goes is that you're going to be sad and depressed when you and your partner are 70 and childless. 70. 70. I mean, she didn't say how old she was, but yes, that is a misguided and selfish reason to have kids. A better reason might be that I think my partner and I have good values. I'd like to bring more people into the world who have those values. Selfish because the kid might not have those values. I worry that I'd be the kind of parent who would struggle to support my kid if they rebel against everything I believe in. You can't know if, I mean, I can't tell if this person is just like a normal person or if I don't know, they did not start strong. I'm glad that they're acknowledging the possibility that their kid might rebel against everything that they believe in. That seems like yeah, you should be prepared for that. I mean, you don't want to have kids, you're worried about getting old, and you think you have good values. How do you know? How do you know that you have good values? I mean, how did you come to that conclusion? Do you really want to make a clone? Are your values that good that you want to clone yourself? So what they're saying is, if I could push a button and clone myself, make a perfect clone of myself with my values, that would be fine. But what I'm really worried about is that they'd be a little bit different. That scares me. But also I want them to be around when I'm 70. Anyway, so yeah, that person at the beginning, the example fence sitter, that shit is fake. Anyway, let's get into, let's see what Seagal has to say about this very important question. Dear fence sitter, parenthood ambivalence. So many of us can relate. And like you, so many of us try to answer the question, do I want to have kids? By looking inward for the answer. We introspect, we ruminate, we dig through childhood traumas. We consider what makes us happy now in hopes of predicting whether kids would make us happier or more miserable later. We assume the answer is there within us, a buried treasure waiting to be unearthed. That's understandable. Most advice for people considering parenthood encourage us to do just that. Countless articles, books, and yes, advice columns are premised on the idea that the answer exists as a stable fact within us. So is this parenthood So is the parenthood ambivalent God, what the heck? So is the parenthood ambivalence coach David Davidman's online class premised on the idea that the answer exists as a stable fact within us. So is the Parenthood Ambivalence Coach and Davidman's online class, the Motherhood Clarity TM course, which opens with a mantra, the answers will come because they never left. It's all within me. Wow, that is beautiful. I feel like you don't even need to really take the course at that point. It's like you read the slogan and then you're just like, you just got impregnated. Anyway, but there are a few problems with this approach. For one, you could spend your entire adult life auditing your soul for the answer. Auditing the soul really is exhausting. I'd be auditing the soul all the time. It's just like, fuck. Just trying to. You ever audit your soul? Still end up looking like the shrug emoji. That's because introspection is an unbounded search process. You've got no way to know when you've searched enough. Another problem is that this approach centers you and your desires too much. As you pointed out, bringing a kid into the world can't only be about its costs and benefits for you. That's true. I mean, I feel like that's pretty obvious, but hopefully we go into that a little bit more. A little bit more, that would be good. Finally, you're not well positioned to predict whether kids will make you happier or more miserable. As the philosopher L.A. Paul notes, you can't quite know what it'll be like to have a kid until you have one. And besides, the you might become transformed in the process. So that the things that make you happy now are not the same as the things that will make you happy as a parent. So what I suggest is a radically different approach. Okay, so the soul audit is really not the approach that we want to take because you're not going to know when you have the answer. You're going to be auditing and auditing and auditing and auditing, waiting for the answer. The answer is not going to come, and even if it does, you might not know. Everything is in flux. We need to consider what the kid thinks, and honestly, who you are right now might change as soon as you have the kid. I mean, you might be halfway pregnant and be like, ah, shit. Although I don't think that would really happen because, I don't know. I feel like once a woman is pregnant, she's pretty hyped. I mean, I don't know if she's hyped. I have one particular person in mind who is pregnant and she's kind of cranky, but she's definitely like committed. You know what I mean? Like she's having that baby. That baby is coming. Like it's like hyped, but like, damn, this shit hurts. Anyway, the radically different approach. If you want to arrive at a decision, you have to go beyond your own interiority. You have to turn your gaze outward and ask yourself, what is it that you find awesome, thrilling, and intrinsically valuable about being in the world? I'm not asking because I think the key is deciding which values you want to transmit to your kid. Like you said, there's no guarantee that your kid will embrace your values. Instead, I'm asking because this is the basis on which you can make a choice. Not find the answer, but make a choice about whether to have kids. I mean, yeah, ultimately you just got to choose your choice. You got to shoot your shot. You got to just get in there and get it done, or not get in there, or get out of there and don't do it. So I do like this framing. You don't need to find the answer. You don't need to pray and meditate and wait for the signal from God. You kind of just need to. You got to choose, you got to make your choice, and then you got to move forward with that. Up until now, you've been thinking of the kids question as an epistemic one. You don't know how to know. But I would think of it as an existential one instead. The existentialist philosophers argued that life doesn't come with predefined meanings or fixed answers. Instead, each human has to choose how to create their own meaning. As the Spanish existentialist blah 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 put it, the central task of being human is autofabrication, which literally means self-making. That's kind of ironic considering that we're talking about making someone else. I think this would be a good time to talk about the fact that you are creating another being. Self-making, when you're, creating another being, that's not really self-making, that's also another self of being made. And at that point, I feel like if you want to consider that to be self-making, then I mean, what even is the self at that point? Where are we really at? If we're all just one big self at that point, I mean, which I think is also fine. And we can definitely go that route. We can go the big self route. I think I actually do support that, but I don't think that's what she's really going for. She's kind of saying like, the answer is not going to come out of you. You just have to choose. And that's life. Choosing who you want to be and choosing meaning. which I've heard many, many times. I hear this all the time about choosing meaning. I don't really agree with this whole choosing meaning thing. I mean, I think choices exist, but I don't think it's I don't think creating meaning, and I mean, that idea just doesn't really resonate with me. I think choices exist and the meaning of things is exactly what it is. If you decide to have a baby, I mean, let's continue. A decade ago, just for fun, my friend Emily sat me down in a park and had me do an exercise that would turn out to be extremely impactful. It was, believe it or not, an online quiz. It listed dozens and dozens of different values: friendship, creativity, growth, and so on, and instructed me to select my top 10. Then it made me narrow it down to my top 5. I found that brutally hard, but it was revealing. My number one value turned out to be what the quiz called, somewhat idiosyncratically, delight of being. Joy. That is pretty based. I return to that again and again. My mind preserves the punctuation, so I regularly find myself talking to people about the delight of being, joy, when I have to make tough decisions. It captures a core fact about me. I love being alive in this world. Whenever I snorkel with impossibly colorful fish or experience deep connection with another human being or stare up at all the galaxies we've barely begun to understand, I feel so grateful that I get to participate in the grand mystery of being. I mean, yeah, I think that's a good core value. That's a dynamic core value. It's amoral and it's really just dope. It's like, my core value is just having fun. My core value, I don't know. I think that's good. I think that's good. It's good. It's good. It's fine. It's all right. I mean, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's. I feel like for me, yes, I agree with this. Delight of being, joy is definitely up there. Top 3. Like, it's a little bit. I feel like joy is a little bit like soft. Like, joy feels a little more pure, I guess, but for me, the delight of being, you can kind of chop off the joy. It's like the delight of being is not always really joy. It's more of just like, how locked in are you right now? Like, if you're locked in, that's kind of what it is for me. It's like delight of being, locking in. If I'm locked in and I'm doing something, doing something crazy, especially something physical, bruh. Oh my God. Like, I just can't stop thinking about like the act of just like coming. Like, dude, like this whole thing, like delight of being, joy, and just like fucking, and that's how the baby comes anyway. It's just like, I don't know. There's something a little bit ironic about sex, I guess, when I'm thinking about it like this. You gotta lock in. You gotta lock in. You gotta really fixate on what you're doing. Then that's where the delight of being comes. I feel like that's what she's saying too, but for her, I feel like the delight of being and joy is a little bit more of a, she's more of like a witness. She's more kind of like, I don't know, she's like a mist surrounding everything and kind of just being like, everything is so nice. But for me, it's like the delight of being is like spin move, dude. Spin move, leap. Like headshot, triple kill, defuse the bomb, grind. Like, I don't know. The delight of being is definitely. If the delight of being isn't your number one value, it's like, what are you doing here? That you really can't go wrong with that answer. I was gonna try to argue with her about values. It's like, I want to have kids to pass down my values, and I'm like, what are we valuing here? I'm gonna hear something racist, I think. Oh no, I just think like delight of being, joy. I'm just like, bruh, like you really can't argue with that. If you're into joy and the delight of being and you want to have a kid so then you can have more joy and delight of being, shit. You can't argue with that. Get to fucking, like, have fun. Get out there. Dang. The mystery of being. And that's what made me decide I want to be a mom one day. Choosing to have a child feels like one of the biggest ways I can say yes to life, at a time when many doubt the worthiness of perpetuating human life on this planet. It's a way to affirm that being alive in this world is a gift, one I want to pass along. Yeah, I mean, I don't like this thing about life being a gift and passing it along. If that does feel like it's like yeah, mom, delight of being, joy, we're having fun, this is dope. And then as soon as we're not having fun, it's like, buddy, this is a gift that I gave you. And you're like, dude, there's a bug living in my skin. Like, this is kind of freaking weird. And you're just like, dude, life is a gift, man. You know, not everybody lives with bugs on them, but yeah, you get what I mean. Doubting the worthiness of perpetuating human life. I mean, yeah, I doubt the worthiness of it. I do. I definitely do. I think after you read the last question, it's like, okay, well, what are we really doing here? Like, if we all could clone ourselves to infinity and beyond forever, then yeah, what are we doing? I mean, that's just a lot of cheeks clapping together. It's going to become resonant at some point. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I'd actually be down to hear that. That'd be dope. But did it really mean anything if you weren't there? I don't know. Should we do it forever? Should we just spread it out and do an infinity clapping of the cheeks? I don't know. Shit, I mean, that's tough. Should there be music everywhere all the time forever? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think doubting the worthiness of human life in the abstract is also kind of stupid. It's kind of just like, am I enjoying my life? Yes, no. Can I do something about that? Yes, no. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the idea of deciding that you want to become or that you want to be a mom, I don't know. It's interesting. I guess I'm just that impulsive and like lacking of planning of a person. You decide that you wanted to become. I mean, but you could also undecide that later. So I guess she's just saying, you know, at this moment, this is the decision I made and this is the reason why. I feel like it's like she was starting the article saying, you know, these signals don't come to you through introspection. And then she's like, but also, yeah, like this signal came to me through realizing that my number one value was joy and that having a kid would be joyful. I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but I don't know, maybe I'm missing the essence of it. I think she's kind of just basically, she doesn't like the idea of you logically trying to, I don't know. Let's keep going, see if I can make sense of this. So allow me to be your Emily. Let me present you with an inventory of values. Oh, can we actually do this? I don't know, we'll check this. Check this later. Select your top 5, then ask yourself, would having a kid be a good way to enact my values? Or is another way to enact my values that feels more compelling to me? I mean, shit, which part is the best fit for you personally, given your specific talents and your physical and psychological needs? Damn, like, how do you answer that? We'll have to go through and do it after. Let's finish the article and then get into the values inventory because, you know, I'm kind of locking in on this shit and I'm going to see right here, right now, if Seagal can help me make this decision. If I can become a mom right now. This depends a lot on the individual. Imagine 3 women who all rank personal growth as their top value. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad value. I think growth as a value is a little weird because joy is just so powerful. Like joy of what did she call it? Delight of being, joy. I feel like it's pretty intuitive to know whether or not you're being delighted at the moment or you're enjoying what you're doing at the moment, in the moment. I mean, also not true if you're having way too many thoughts. So who knows? But I don't know. I feel like growth is a little bit harder to it's harder to know if you're growing, I feel like, for me personally, and I also feel like growth is tied into like my idea of pride, and I don't really want to be too prideful. So I don't know. Maybe I just haven't grown much. Maybe that's my problem. They might still arrive at a totally different conclusion about kids. For one woman, that value may feel like a great reason to have a kid because she believes childbearing will help her grow as a person. I just realized that this is written by a woman and it's about women, so this isn't even really about me, but let's make it about me. I lost where I was. Oh, personal growth. For one woman, it's a good reason. For a second woman, her primary mode of growth is art making, and she wants to focus that on that while being an aunt for her kids. That's cool. A third woman might feel that for her, the most promising path is to become a nun. Okay. It would be cool to be a nun and then just have a kid, like just to be that nun. A lot of people struggling with parenthood ambivalence say they're scared that if they don't have a kid, they'll miss out on something sui generis. I don't know what that means. A completely unique experience, a sort of love to which nothing else compares. Okay, of course. I mean, yeah, if you don't have a kid, you didn't have a kid. So I think there's some truth to that probably. It sounds like FOMO is playing a role for you too when you mentioned that you fear your life would be sad and depressing when you and your partner are 70 and childless. But there are plenty of parents who will tell you that while they adore their kids, the kid-parent relationship is not magically more meaningful than anything else in their life. Okay, yeah. So I think I'm actually a victim of this as well. Like I have a tendency to think that, I mean, I don't think you can argue that having kids isn't like an extremely meaningful and important part of your life. But I also do think when you're not having kids and you haven't decided if you want to and you're thinking about it, it is really easy to romanticize it and be like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? This is everything. Like, really, at the end of the day, doesn't have to be that way. Like, you can even notice that with people who have like more siblings or a bigger family. You can just tell like they're not as important. Like it's not as deep. So I mean, that can tell you something right there. I remember and I also feel like maybe men in general are more like this. My dad once told me that when I was a kid, we would go to the beach, and of course, like I'm a young boy, I'm at the beach, I'm swimming, I'm always trying to swim out as far as I can just to be that guy, you know, like look how far out I am. And my dad was telling me how he used to just yell out like, "Listen, don't go out too far. Don't go out too far. Uh, if I lose you, I'm just gonna have another one." So it's like, yes, having kids is super meaningful, and like you're creating a being, and that's crazy. That's nuts. But it's also like you could have 10 kids. You could have 10 kids, and one of them could be like the most annoying person you ever met. So that's probably your fault, but still, you could. It could happen. Plenty of parents who will tell you while they adore their children, blah 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 blah. It's not as meaningful as everything. It's not magically more meaningful. The relationship between who's writing this? Somebody wrote a book, What Are Children For? While the relationship between a parent and child is doubtless unique, what if I told you, phenomenologically speaking, it is not really grand and tremendous? Whatever phenomenological means, I don't know if I agree with that. That it's not even particularly extraordinary. What? What are you trying to say? To love your child isn't like nothing you've ever known. It isn't unimaginable. If you have known love, you have also known it, or something like it. Okay, I mean, I kind of get what she's saying. Yeah, I think that's like, it's a reason why you don't have to have kids because, you know, there's lots of love in the world and you can just be love, man. You don't have to have kids to be love. What is so special about this love isn't how exotic, mysterious, or astounding it is, but how simple and familiar. So if you just like the thought of having children because you want lovely people to spend time with when you're old, try first experimenting with other ways to get that same need met. You might find that it's not something that only a child can provide. As the author Rihanna Cohen documents beautifully in the other significant. Some people find that deep friendships meet their need for connection perfectly well, with no child-shaped hole or partner-shaped hole left over. Okay, respect. Respect. I feel like people in general, myself included, that it's a little bit suspicious when you where am I? It's a little bit suspicious. Like it's not even because like I'm it's not even because like I met someone recently and they were talking about how they just don't want to have kids. They never had the urge. They're not having kids. They're married. They're not never having kids. It's never going to happen. They never wanted to. They never had the urge. And I was really locked in on the conversation and I was empathizing and I was feeling it. I was like, you're not having kids. But there was a little piece of me that was like, dang, like what happened, bro? Like I feel a little bit scared for them. And I think that's just like that judgment and that fear is it's not because, it is intrinsically meaningful to have kids and everyone should do it. I think it's just like, yeah, the idea of not having kids, especially not having a partner and being like 50, 60, 70. I mean, it's kind of scary. I don't know why exactly that's scary, but I actually think, now that I'm thinking about it now, it's more of just the idea of loneliness, extended loneliness that you don't want, that you don't know how to get out of. Like, with kids, if you have kids, it's like you're stuck in there, and it's like you might not love every second of it, but you're committed to it, and it's gonna last a really long time. So it is like it kind of insulates you from your worst possible fear, if in terms of loneliness. But yeah, I think learning to navigate loneliness without clinging to other people is important. So yeah, you don't have to have kids to protect yourself from that. It's definitely possible to have a community and, what they said here. You don't have to have a child or partner shaped hole just because you don't have children or don't have a partner. You just got to get good. You got to get good. You got to figure it the fuck out. You got to get on Discord. You got to get on Discord. That's going to fix it. You got to get on Counter-Strike. Anyways, I'm not saying this again. Fuck this. Other things are too unique experiences. An artist might tell you there's nothing that compares to the creative thrill of painting. Someone involved in political work may tell you there's nothing quite like the feeling of fighting for justice and winning. Lots of things in the world are unique and incommensurably good. So don't be pushed around by societal narratives of what the ultimate good looks like. Let your choice flow from your sense of what's most valuable about human life. Whereas what makes you feel happy or miserable can change a lot over time, core values are relatively stable. Ugh, God. I guess I'm not real. So they form a more enduring basis for making major decisions. I don't know if I just don't acknowledge my own core values or if I'm just so uncomfortable with the idea of like fixing certain parts of my personality, but this idea of core values is like, I don't believe in this shit. Like, I just don't know if this core value stuff is what I'm about. Like, I do feel like there's certain ways of being that I do try to like stick within, but there's also times where like I get put in a situation and I do something and I'm like, fuck, like why did I do that? Like, I wish I didn't do that. And it makes me wonder, what if I did this? Like, what if I did this? And you can go crazy with that. Like, you can go totally off the rails wondering, what if I would do this? What if I would do this? Like, if I was in this situation, what if I would do this? I mean, you don't know. You really don't know. I mean, and she's also acknowledged that earlier in the article. So it's conceivable that even those values might shift a little over the decades, but making a choice that flows from your values means you will at least be confident you had a very solid reason for doing what you did, no matter how you end up feeling about it in the future. That's a fair point. But again, this whole thing kind of I don't know if maybe I'm not reading this right, but this kind of feels like a little bit of cope. It's like, don't try to decide, don't wait for an answer, but also pick an answer based on your values. If your values aren't even solidified, then what? So I guess I'm curious what Seagal thinks about somebody who doesn't really know what their values are. And the connection between your values and having a kid is not clear at all. Like, And maybe we're going to pin down my values here because I think we should go into the value quiz and keep this train running and see. Let's just take it all the way. Let's take it all the fucking way. But anyways, future you can't control. Your goals, not control. Blah, 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 blah. No control your possible outcome. Live in line with your values. Yeah, I guess I'm overthinking values maybe a little bit. I think what she's saying about um, joy, delight of being joy, to me, that's kind of just like coming unconscious, but in like a good way, locking in, like just intuition and feeling and trying to kind of flow, like be like water, Bruce Lee type shit. At the end of the day, that's what it is. I mean, you might just flow right into a woman and get her pregnant. Shit, now you're a parent. God damn. I mean, that's really what it is. Like these people, the people reading this article like me and the people who are this article is about, the hypothetical person, the fence sitters. I mean, these are people who are taking time to think about this decision. That's not even coming across a lot of people's minds. Like, there's a huge proportion of people who don't plan their parenthood at all or think about this at all. They are just in there. So maybe this is like, how do we think about this whole process of deciding if we want to be a parent or not? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of tired of thinking about it. I'm kind of tired of I'd agree with her. I don't want to wait for an answer, but I'm also not going to choose. But I'm also not going to completely deny the possibility that it might happen. So hopefully some of you are right there with me. I mean, if anybody's watching this and you're right there with me, let's fuck. Just kidding. Yeah, let's get into the values. Let's check out these values. Let's see. Figure out what my values are. All right, I can't figure out how to use a computer, so I'm just gonna move over here. I'm running out of green screen, and yeah, I can't figure out how to use OBS properly, so we're gonna lock in on these values, but we're gonna be in the corner, so whatever. Okay. Increasing your self-awareness of your values. Your values are things that are important to you. They often take on short labels such as family, friendships, education, personal or professional development. There are many reasons why knowing your values can be important. First, by explicitly having stated your values, you can assess whether you're spending time and making decisions in accordance with what you find important. These decisions, your values. Oh, Jesus. The decisions your values inform will vary in size and complexity. For example, what to do with free time, whether you should prioritize your family over your friends, vice versa, or whether to work at a company as their values may or may not align with yours. Therefore, it can be very helpful to rank your most important values so that you have a general idea of what to do if you are faced the dilemma of choosing between two things that are important to you. The context will always be important, but your values can provide guidance and starting point. One important thing to remember is that your values will change naturally over time. Therefore, even if we decide on aspects of our lives according to our values 5 years ago, it might not be the right thing for us now. Therefore, it is important to actively reflect and challenge our values and habits. It can be useful to track how you spend your time and see if it matches with your values. For example, if friends are important to you, do you show that in your actions? Okay. I'm going to try to take this seriously here, but I am already a little bit because I forgot why. I don't remember what I was thinking, but I was thinking while I was reading. I'm trying to convince myself to take this seriously. See if I can figure out what my values are. Oh yeah, so the problem for me is that I don't think I really make decisions based on my values. I think I make decisions based on my feelings, which is potentially unwise. I'm not really sure. So maybe I need to work on the values side of things. But I feel like for me, when I need to make a decision, it's usually like, I need to make this decision for these reasons. And I'm feeling this like feeling of I need to do this thing. And it's like, I kind of know what I need to do and what I should be doing. And I'm just, I don't know. To me, the idea of making value-based decisions feels like it detracts from my intuition, but I'm not sure if that's actually true. So I'm just going to continue and see what happens here. How to identify personal values. There are many different approaches you can use to identify your personal values. Whichever you choose, it can be helpful to set aside a period of undisturbed time when you are fully focused on the task. 2 example approaches are provided below. Ask yourself questions. What is important to me? What would a perfect day look like? What are the values? Use a word list to narrow it down. I mean, asking myself questions I don't like. I like this list of values here. I do like this list of values. From the following list, write down values that resonate and are important to you. There's no need to overthink it, but try to be selective. Don't end up with all the values. Okay. Group the values into at most 5 groupings. All right, let's do step 1. I'm just gonna go through each value and, just say fuck it. Let's go. Abundance. That's a tricky one. Abundance. When I think of abundance, I think of like red pill videos talking about having a lot of women to have sex with. So that's gonna be my number. No, I'm just kidding. Abundance. I think abundance just means like not having to worry about. I guess really abundance essentially would just mean not starving. I'm not really sure. I don't think abundance is very important to me. I've never felt materially limited, so I don't think abundance is important. Acceptance, yeah, I think that is important. By the way, shout out to this super simple highlighter application. I just got it. It works perfectly. It does exactly what you would think. It's great. Let's do blue. Allow. Acceptance, I feel like acceptance is important. I really don't like it if somebody dislikes me. Even if I don't like them, I don't like it if they dislike me. I don't know. There's probably going to be other ones that are related to this. I think acceptance is important. I also like the idea of being accepted into groups I'm not part of. I don't know if that's me valuing acceptance or something else. Me feeling like I have a certain type of thing. I don't know. Accountability. Accountability is interesting because I feel it feels important, but actually I feel like accountability is actually not that important. I think it's kind of hard to say, like, what does accountability really mean? I think I'm conflating accountability with blame, and I don't like the idea of blame. I think accountability is important, but it kind of falls short of honesty, which I'm assuming is going to come later. So I think I'm going to leave accountability as it is. Achievement. No, I don't really. I think achievement is a possible side effect of effort, which I would value, but achievement in and of itself is, I don't really care about that. It's more of the attempt, it's more of the striving towards some sort of desired outcome that would matter. Adventure, I think I'm gonna go for adventure, although I don't know if it's adventure. How would we define adventure? Adventure. Adventure. To me, adventure is just an openness to the unexpected, which I think I do value. I do think I value that. Advocacy. Wow, this is hard. This is going to take a long time. Advocacy. Advocacy. I feel like I do think advocacy is important, but I don't really think I put that into practice that much. Like, I think it's important to stick up for the little guy, but like, and if I'm put in a situation where that's what needs to be done, I do think I would be happy with myself if I did do it. But I don't advocacy is not something I really take seriously. Like, I'm not political. I don't really vote. Um, I'm willing to confront other people that I think have bad ideas, like bad baseless ideas about, stupid things. But I don't know if that really counts as advocacy. I'm gonna be try to be conservative and try to keep the number of values that I pick like not too crazy. I'm gonna give advocacy a green, which is like a green is gonna be like actually purple. I'll do purple. Purple's like kinda. Ambition, ambition is huge. I definitely value ambition, so that's gonna get magnify and blue and blue. I guess green. I already did blue's my favorite though. I'm doing it. Ambition. I mean, ambition is everything to me. I think that's really my one of my big problems is that I'm so ambitious, but I don't pursue my goals or ideas. So that's a big thing. And then the article mentioned to think about if your actions align with your values, they don't. I mean, the extent of my pursuits of ambitions really boils down to thinking, which I've pretty much thought it all at this point. So boom. Dang, I don't know if I can make it through all these. Shit. I'm gonna try to pick up the pace a little bit. Appreciation. I mean, the thing with these list of values is that these things are all good. So, am I talking about my values or am I really describing my own behavior when I'm doing this activity? Like, I think I'm already kind of losing interest in this because I know that ambition is a big thing. I mean, maybe I should just take the time and see what happens but I can already see like ethics. Do I value ethics? I mean, yeah, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Do I value love? I mean, these things are universally valuable. Obviously, you want to live in a fair society and you want to love and be loved. So, appreciation. Let's speed run this shit. Appreciation. Appreciation, I don't do this enough. I don't directly acknowledge the good things that other people have done for me. I think I'm generally kind to other people. Like, I don't know, my appreciation could definitely use some work. But it's not something where I'm like, I want to be the most appreciative person ever. Like, I don't want to leave people thinking like they did too much for me, but I also feel like I don't really ask people for much. So appreciation, I'm gonna leave it. Attractiveness? Do I value attractiveness? See, that's a weird one. Valuing attractiveness is very weird. I don't feel like I value attractiveness, but it's like valuing attractiveness is crazy. I mean, yeah, I do value it. Attractiveness makes you feel attracted to people. So it's like, dude, is that a value? I rebuke attractiveness as a value. Attractiveness is a curse. You get red. There's no red. Oh, red. Duh. Attractiveness is a beach. Let's get rid of it. Autonomy. Autonomy. See, we got autonomy and we've got freedom. What is really the difference between these two? I think I value autonomy and freedom but kind of more from a place of fear. My lack of pursuit of my own ambitions kind of turns my autonomy and freedom into a mockery because they go unused. They go unappreciated. Autonomy, I mean, I'm going to skip it just because it's something I take for granted. It's not something I value. I take autonomy and freedom for granted. And I don't really know what else to say about that. I think I would be very upset if I was not free and autonomous. But I don't know if that means it rises to the level of a value. Balance. Balance is kind of like my anti-value. It's like the value that I know I need to have, but I hate. Like, I used to think that balance was like the stupidest thing ever. Like I remember I specifically had a therapist who was like, he called me out and he was like, you don't seem to really believe in the concept of balance because I'm very black and white in thinking. And I always think that like good things are only going to come from you mindlessly, like locking in, being hyper focused, being really set on something, which I think is true. But I do think you can do that in a balanced way. I mean, I think balance is another one of those values that's like trivially obvious. It's like, yeah, you have to be balanced. If you're unbalanced, you're gonna crash. And I don't want to crash. I don't value, you know, being like I said. If you're not balanced, lack of balance can become a threat to your autonomy and freedom. So yeah, balance. The balance is important, but I don't like the fact that it's important. Being the best. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is huge. I would love to be the best. I would love it. Being the best is very important to me, but I am not the best at anything, so that's tough. I gotta let this one go. I gotta let this one go. For the love of God, please help me let this go. I can't deal with this shit. Get rid of it. Wait a minute. Being the best gets red. Fuck you. It gets red, but low-key blue. Benevolence. Benevolence. Nah, I can't say I value benevolence because I mean, I don't know if I know what benevolence means. I think being benevolent is just like being very gentle and caring and not hurting things, I guess. But I used to be vegan. Like I'm an ex-vegan, and also I want to like punch people. I think it would be fun to get in a fight and like beat someone. And I don't know if I would necessarily be like, yeah, I don't know. Benevolence. I don't think it's that important to me. Boldness. I mean, I do have a fortune cookie on my monitor that says act boldly and unforeseen forces will come to your aid. But boldness also kind of feels like brash or like grandiose. I don't think you need to be bold in like an over the top sense. Like you don't have to go crazy with it. I don't know. For some reason, when I'm reading the word boldness, I'm thinking of like being big and being kind of stupid and ignorant and unaware. But I don't know. I don't think boldness actually resonates with my values. It's more of like another way of saying ambition. It's like just believing in yourself, I think. Believing in yourself is my value, and I think boldness is kind of just a version of that I don't like as much. Brilliance. Brilliance. Brilliance is too clean and nice for me. I don't like it. It's not. Brilliance is just too pure. You know, I like the idea of being really good. Like I said, being the best, being amazing is cool, but I think brilliance is too pure and too good for me. Calmness? No, I really don't. I don't value this. I think I'm coming into my calmness era. Calmness is a work in progress for sure. Because I acknowledge the value of calmness, but it's not something that I've like taken seriously. I'm gonna give this a blue actually because I'm trying to become a calm person. It kind of has to do with balance. Like I need to have the capacity for calmness and understand the value of calmness and actively practice calmness, but I just don't. Like I'm always listening to loud music, I'm always distracting myself, but these things are also becoming grating and irritating, so then in turn I am becoming more calm. So calmness is something that's happening to me, but I'm not taking it seriously enough, I think. Caring? I mean, caring seems to... You gotta care. I mean, yeah, you gotta care. You gotta care. Things are important. But, I don't know. All of these things that have to do with interpersonal, like caring, makes me think of being, being gentle and being nice and being super attentive to other people, which, I'm kind of tired of it. I don't know if I ever was a caring person. I think I am generous. I've been told I'm generous, but I don't value generosity. It's something that generosity in the sense that I do it, it just comes naturally to me. It's not really a value. It's just like, I think it comes from my lack of understanding of, you know, taking freedom and autonomy for granted. I think that makes me generous, because it's just like, I don't know. I do feel privileged, and I do feel like I'm in like a pretty safe, good spot in general in life. So I feel comfortable just, you know, sharing. And that, I think that is a form of caring, I guess. That's the way that I show caring. But I also think I can be unbalanced in the way that I care for other people, where I become like obsessive and like weird and kind of resentful. So I don't know if I value caring. I mean, I feel like this is just obvious. Challenge? Uh, hmm. Do I value challenge? No, I mean, I don't know, challenge. Like, damn, challenge. Everything feels pretty challenging. A lot of things are challenging. It's hard. Doing anything is hard. Working is hard. Being, this exercise of trying to filter through value and like earnestly assess my own values is challenging. Um, do I value being challenged? No. I mean, if everything was easy for me and I was feeling good about it, I don't think I would really care. If I became, very aligned with reality and I was just kind of vibing and I was like water and I wasn't. Does water experience challenge? I don't think so. I don't think water really gives a shit about challenge. But water can also just become a tsunami and just smash your shit. So, challenge, I don't know. Charity, nah. Cheerfulness, nah. Cleverness, yeah, cleverness is cool. I fuck with cleverness. I like, coming up with a quick little solution, a little hack, like my lighting situation here. I mean, I know my lighting is looking pretty bad right now, but I folded a paper towel. I wanted to dampen the light, so I folded a paper towel. I mean, it didn't end up being very clever at all because I ended up using a stapler, but I folded a paper in that moment when I was trying to cover this bulb, this naked light bulb with a paper towel. I saw in my mind, I was like, oh, I can rip a hole in this, and then I can rip this and turn this into like a tail and loop this around and stick it through here, and then the friction will hold it, and I'll just put it on the lamp. And it did work. It worked. And I was like, wow, that was beast. That was cool. I like, kind of manipulating object. What's that guy say? He's like the guy that bends over backwards, breaking things down to their parts. No, I like finding like a quick fix for something like mechanical things like that. I think that's really cool. Community. I mean, I don't like. Do I value this? I don't know. Everybody's talking about this nowadays. It's like, yeah, it would be dope. Like, it seems obvious. Yeah. Community, the value of community seems obvious. I don't feel like I've really ever experienced it. I don't ever feel like I've been part of a community, except once or twice. And it was always a job, which is just like, yeah, we're here for money. This isn't really we're taking care of each other and there's a good vibe, but it's like, this is a job. This is not a community. I think you have to move to a city to experience this. I don't really know, but I feel like in our society, there's a ton of friction when it comes to community. And I mean, this isn't a value. To me, this isn't a value. This is like a human right. This is like not a human right. This is like a basic, this is going to happen. This has to happen or things will not work. Like, this is just a thing. It's a big part of osmosis of like humankind. This is always going to be there. Like, you don't get to choose this. If you don't have it, you're fucked. So yeah, I'm fucked and you're fucked. Deal with it. Get over it. Go back to work. Communication. Yeah, communication, huge. Huge. Should we make it big? I think we might make it big. Let's make it big purple because I think I'm actually kind of a bad communicator. Like I think I'm articulate and kind of convincing and forthcoming, but at the same time, I'm so bad at knowing my own feelings that I struggle with, like, I don't even know how to, if that makes any sense. Communication is so good. I met someone in Philadelphia years ago who I talk to sometimes now, but something they said to me that was like mind blowing, which is probably going to be reveal why I'm struggle with values so much, that this is mind blowing to me. But this person told me that one of the most enjoyable things in life is communicating with other people. And I thought they said that, and I was like, oh shit, like, yeah, that's actually really true. Like, I don't know. That's so, it's like you could have asked me, what do I enjoy doing 10 years ago? And I would have been like, I don't know. Like, actually, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know a lot of things about myself, but I do know that I completely agree that communicating with other people is the peak. Delight, joy of being, delight of being, joy. That, to me, that comes from interacting with other people, usually in a clever way. When you're kind of, just chopping it up, you're communicating with other people, and it's just for fun, and usually in some sort of transient space, like in the car or walking. The types of communication that are just happening because it's fun. I mean, it doesn't have to be purely fun, because usually when it's contextualized, that kind of makes it awesome because there's like a shared context. But I don't know. Yeah, like just the pure act of communicating with each other can be, I mean, communicating with some people is boring as fuck. Like talking about money is so fucking boring. I hate talking about money. It keeps happening though. It's so annoying. That's another video I have to make. Talking about the weather, it's like talking about money is worse than talking about the weather. Like people think small talking about the weather is tough. It's like, no, listening to somebody tell you a story about how they saved $7 on like a $40 item, that is way worse than talking about the weather. That is like one of the worst topics to talk about. Or stock prices. And I keep doing it. I'm doing it too. I can't stop. Commitment. No, this is not a value for me at all, honestly, because I find myself unpredictable, so I don't like to commit to things, because it feels like when you commit to something, you're integrating it into your identity before you even know. Like, I just feel like I've never committed to anything in my entire life. Like, I finished school and I have a job and stuff, but it's like, I don't know that I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and be like, actually, fuck this. I'm going to go live in a dumpster. This sucks. I'm out of here. Compassion? Yeah, I mean, compassion's fine, but I don't feel like it doesn't feel blue to me. It just feels like compassion. Like, yeah, obviously that's good. Cooperation, this is pretty dope. I like cooperation. Cooperation and communication. I mean, my real dream is to do something like tough, like do something cool and difficult in a cooperative manner. I'm kind of a control freak though, so I don't know if this is possible for me, but I'm gonna give this a blue. I definitely value this. I don't know why I made communication purple. This would probably be blue too, but cooperation, collaboration, yup. Consistency, no, who cares? I'm all about peaking. Contribution, nah. I mean, contribution is cool, but it's more of the, to me, it's more of the experience of the contribution, the personal experience of the contribution, than the fact that I've contributed. Like, I don't know. I think I'm getting, this is a work in progress a little bit. It's not that much, but my manager at work, I have a manager at work that I really respect, who works really hard. And when I do things at work, I do sometimes think like, oh, dang, like I really hope that this guy is not thinking that I'm fucking annoying and useless. Like, I hope that the stuff that I'm doing is actually helpful and appreciated. So I think contribution is important in that sense, where it's like, if I'm on a team, I don't want to be the worst guy on the team. Well, actually, it's fine to be the worst guy. I don't want to be the guy on the team who's like actively sabotaging things by being you. Like, if I'm going to be on the team, I want to do something. I want to be contributing something. you know, just anything. And it doesn't even have to be a consistent contribution. It just has to be something that's actually helpful. I don't want to be a complete waste of space and then be part of a team, because then it's just like, that's embarrassing as fuck. And I've done that before. It sucks. Creativity, I mean, yeah, that's huge. Creativity, ambition, everything. I just don't really like this word anymore. It's just kind of annoying, so I'm going to leave it. Credibility, who cares? Curiosity. Curiosity to me is like, I mean, curiosity and creativity are awesome, obviously, but what I'm thinking right now is curiosity to me feels like a fascination with the inventions of others and learning about some existing system, which is just not my main thing right now. Like, I want to be growing, and I want to learn more about me. I don't know if that really counts as curiosity, but I don't know. Curiosity is fine, but it's just not resonating with me, because I think when I'm thinking of curiosity, I'm thinking of like, ooh, I saw a really interesting bug, and like I wanted to go on Wikipedia and figure out exactly what kind of bug it was. And it's like, I'm just not into bugs right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool, but I'm just going to look at it for like 3 seconds and be like, wow, that thing's a fucking robot. Daring? Nah, we don't really like that. Decisiveness? Oh my god, I wish. I'm so indecisive. This is like a huge weakness. How do we do weaknesses? I guess we're doing red for weaknesses, but this isn't like a I'm bad and this is terrible for me. This is like, dang, I should really work on this. Yellow. Let's do green. Like, bro, we need to get this going. We need to get going on this. Dedication. Nah, that just feels like commitment, basically. Dependability. No, I mean, I want to be dependable for myself and meet the minimum requirements for teams that I'm part of, but being dependable in general, it's like, that's too much responsibility. I don't care. I don't care. Don't depend on me unless we're collaborating. I don't like the idea of being dependable when I don't want to be dependable. So this is definitely isn't a value. Like, I would be serving. I don't know how to explain it. I just don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Diversity, don't care. I mean, diversity for the sake of diversity. It's like, yeah, I like to be open-minded. I like to, I guess these go together, actually. Empathy. Diversity, empathy. It's like, when somebody really likes something and is passionate about something, it makes me want to be like, especially if I like the person and I know them, I'm like, oh, they're really fucking with this. Like, I need to lock in and like figure out why this is good. So I think diversity and empathy is, I don't know. I don't know if do I have value? I don't know if these are really getting at what I'm talking about, so I'm leaving it for now, but maybe I'll come back. I mean, empathy seems pretty obvious. Like, yeah, you should be empathetic. But it's like enthusiasm. Yeah, like genuine enthusiasm, I think, is probably what I'm talking about. Genuine enthusiasm is so good. Like, I can be paranoid, so sometimes I'll question if people are being genuine, but it's like, if somebody is genuinely enthusiastic and I'm not doubting and I'm a believer, that shit is so infectious. Like, I really think that is dope. And I strive to be somebody like this. Like, I like to get other people excited. Like, that's one of the best feelings, is when you're hyped and you're just vibing and then other people are like, yo. Ethics, bruh, it's like, this isn't my problem. Like, I mean, the irony. Ethics are important, but I don't think this is something that should be like weighing upon individuals. I think we need to automate this type of stuff. Like, this, we live in a very unethical society, and I feel we need to I mean, maybe I need to get, I don't know. I'm not at a stage of my life where I feel like I have any ability to pull on the levers of like society that would move it in a more ethical direction outside of my own individual choices, which I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm contradicting myself, but I don't know. I just don't give a shit about ethics right now, I guess. Like, I don't have good ideas about how to fix society that I feel like I can enact if I see something that crosses my path, and I might hop on board, but I'm also not like out there researching like, how do we make society better? How do we make society better? I'm not that obsessed with it at this stage, so I don't think I really am valuing this. A lot of A's. I think I was very hyped in the beginning, and now I'm just, no, we're doing good. We're doing good. Ethics, excellence, no, who cares? Expressiveness, yes, but I'm not feeling the vibes with this particular word, expressiveness. Expressiveness feels like you're being expressive for no reason, but it's more like enthusiasm and expressiveness. Yeah. I think expression, if this said expression, I would do it, but expressiveness, it's like, like, what do you mean? Like, dude, just be yourself. Fairness? Fairness. I don't even know what that means. I don't, yeah, don't be unfair, but like, bro, what? The same thing with ethics. It's like ethics and fairness. Yeah, duh. Like, bruh, what are we talking about here, really? What are we really talking about? Yeah, don't be unfair on purpose, but otherwise it's like I'm not worried about this anymore. I mean, I'm eating meat is like unfair, I think, but it's kind of I do it anyways. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know what to say about fairness. It's like no. I'm not hyped on that right now. Family? Family, yeah, family's good, but this is important, but my family is God, we got some shit to work out. It's so weird, like we don't have shit to work out, but it's just like the vibe needs to be better, I feel somehow. I don't know. This I need to work on this. This is a this might be a green actually. This might be a green. I don't know if I can purple this. This is a green. This is a big green one. This is big green one actually. I gotta go big on this. Oh, I gotta re-highlight it, I see. This is big, this is medium green actually. Cause this doesn't feel like an emergency. I feel like ambition feels like an emergency more, and this kind of feels like, yeah, let's bold it. Family. Friendships, family, same thing. Flexibility, my hamstrings are so tight, bro. Like, I need to fix that shit. Literally fix it. Performance. God, we're not even halfway done. We gotta pick it up here. This is crazy. Freedom. Yeah, we talked about freedom, fun, flexibility. I mean, who cares? That doesn't mean anything. Fun. Yeah, fun is good. But I would say probably laughter is better. Is laughter on here? Laughter. Fun, laughter. I don't know. Do I value fun? Definitely, but I don't know. Fuck it. Fine. Fine. I'll have fun. Fine. Fine. Generosity, like I said before, I mean, I don't know if it's a value, it's just a thing. Grace. Nah. Fuck that. Fuck that. Grace is going to be for when I'm like 55 or older. I'm going to be very ungraceful for the next 10 years. Growth. I think we talked about growth already. I don't know. I definitely want to grow, but I don't feel comfortable saying it's a value because I don't want to be committed to growth. Shit. Fuck. No, I have to do it. Shit. I just don't know how do you know if you're growing or not? I mean, this scares me. What if I want to grow and then I don't? That's tough. Fine, I'll just, fuck it. Whatever. I don't like it, but this is like, I don't like it, but it's true, but it's bad. And this is like, I don't like it, but it's true, but it's good. Oh, that's gray. So growth should be gray. That feels so sad. Sorry, but that's what it is. Flexibility. Didn't we already do that? Flexibility. They really want me to be flexible. Happiness. Who cares about that? Health. I value this, but I take it for granted. I take it for granted. I gotta leave it for now. And also, I have the thyroid disease, and I didn't take it for granted too much. I'm not like 100%. I'm pretty healthy though. Honesty. Sometimes being honest is really hard and also really inappropriate. I don't know how important honesty is. Being honest with yourself is definitely important, but being honest with others is not necessarily important. Like, don't lie and manipulate people, but you don't have to tell everybody 100% of everything. Like, you can keep some things to yourself for sure. I do that. I do that. I mean, sometimes I'm way too honest. I mean, it really depends. I don't know if I value honesty. I think communication covers honesty. It's like I want to get to the bottom of it and I want everybody to know what's going on, but being honesty, I don't know. It's like that it's a tool, but it's like I'm not going to hate myself if I don't tell somebody, 100% of what I'm thinking because I mean, that's just you don't have to do it. Humility. Humility. I really don't know. Humility. I think I can be very arrogant, so I think I don't even feel like, I just don't feel like I'm allowed to say anything about this because I can just be so arrogant. So I'm just going to move on. Humor. Yeah, it's like, I like humor, but I just, for some reason, the idea of humor just sitting here, it's just sitting here. It's just sitting here and it wants me to make it blue. It's like, no, I'm not making you blue. No. Humor? Humor isn't everything. It's really cool though when things are funny. So I definitely do value it. You know what? Shit. It's gotta be blue. It's gotta be blue. Inclusiveness, I mean, no. I used to really worry about this. I used to really worry about making the person that nobody wants to be around feel like somebody wants to be around them, but I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I don't care. I'm not worried about you anymore. I'm sorry. Figure it out. If you ask me, I'll tell you. If you ask me why, I'll tell you why I think so, but I know that's never going to happen. Not that I'm like, the god of everything and I know everything. I'm just saying, like, I can think of some people who are having some problems with some people, and they're not asking, why do you think I'm having this problem with this person? They're saying, oh, this person is so fucking annoying. I mean, I'd be doing that too, so whatever. But yeah, inclusiveness, I don't give a shit. Independence, we already covered that. Well, actually, that's not true. Independence. I don't know, actually. I think freedom and autonomy is like, I was thinking, oh, freedom, autonomy, it's the same thing. Independence. I live with my family and I'm 31, so I'm not really that independent. But at the same time, I'm kind of scared to be totally independent and like alone, like so completely alone. Like getting a 1 bedroom and just being alone, that doesn't feel like being independent. So I don't know. I don't really know what independence means to me right now. This is a green. I'm gonna green this. I'm gonna green this because I feel, I don't know. This is a green, purpley, greenish. I don't know. I don't know if I'm working on this or not. I think like, I mean, I'm looking at housing. I'm planning financially of how to get out on my own. But then when I think about it, I'm like, do I really even want to do that? Like, that's not my number one priority. Like, this independence is definitely not my number one priority. It's just something where it's like, I think eventually it's going to happen and it's going to be like, yo, this is dope. But I'm not like, I need to become independent right now because if I don't, I'm violating my values. Like, who cares? Individuality? No. I mean, individuality, I feel like it could be a consequence of expression, but if you're expressing yourself and you're not an individual, you're a group, and that's sick. That's still really cool. Innovation, yeah, innovation is cool, but I think cleverness really covers more. It's more the feeling of discovery than the actual product being something new that matters. Like, doing something different doesn't matter. It's more of having the experience of having the idea come out and do something that you really felt like you wanted to do. That's more of what I'm into. Inspiration. I'm very jealous, so I do think inspiration is important, but I'm at the point where I've been so inspired that I'm just like, I fucking hate everyone. I can't look at you guys anymore. I need to just let me do my own thing, okay? I'm inspired enough. Go inspire someone else. Just leave me alone. Or let me inspire you. I'm gonna give it a shot, okay? Intelligence, oh God, I mean, this is the arrogance thing. I mean, this is just like this is a weakness of valuing and judging intelligence. That's a red. Intelligence is something that it's something that I clung on to and cling on to a lot and try to make myself feel better with. And it's like, I actually don't think it's, it's like, it's stupid. It's good. I don't have anything else to say about that. Intuition. That's a number 2, big blue right here. Big blue, number 2. Intuitive. Intuition. That's all I have left, really. I mean, I'm having this feeling of being born, and it comes from intuition. That's all there is anymore, really. I mean, what else am I doing out here? I've become totally unglued. If I lose my intuition, whew, I'm cooked. I'm actually cooked. If intuition goes down, I am cooked. Joy. Joy's fine. I mean, it's kind of corny. I love it, but I feel like joy is like, when I'm ready for joy, that's when I'm going to be like a father. Father is, once I hit the joy values, that's when I'm going to have a baby, and I'm not there. So, video over. We're not choosing baby. Yeah, no, joy is just too much for me right now. I can't handle it. I can't handle the joy. It's too much. I can't handle joy right now. It's too easy. It's coming too easily. I'm not ready for that. I need to suffer a little bit more. Okay? Just let me suffer. Let me be unjoyful. Let me lock in. Let me grind. Let me get hurt. Kindness. Knowledge. Doesn't exist. I actually really don't value knowledge. I'm starting to hate this. I think knowledge it's like the thing. I wish I could relinquish all of my knowledge. Just boom, poof, like literally just let go of everything. I've learned so much shit that I don't care about from watching YouTube. It's like I have this map in my brain of literally every single thing ever. And the fact that I have a definition for every single thing ever makes me think I'm so smart. And it's like, I really annoy myself with that. Get rid of all knowledge. I hate knowledge. Destroy it. Leadership. It's cool. I mean, I would like to be a leader, but I'm not ready for that, really. I can do leadership for like an hour or two. That's it. I don't really fuck with this. And then practically speaking, it seems like leadership really just involves like just working harder and working too much and just being way too crazy and over the top with it. I don't value this. I think people, I don't think people need leaders. I don't think they do. I think there are better ways. Learning and lifelong learning. Ooh. Learning, I mean, whatever. What are we talking about, really? Learning about yourself? I don't know. I'm over learning. That's annoying. Learning is just something you have to do to get where you're going, I feel like. So it's important, but it's kind of like eating. It's just like, do I value eating? I mean, yeah, it tastes good. Do I value learning? Like, you have to do it. If you don't learn, then what do you know? I mean, and if you know, I don't want to know things anymore. I want to know enough to get it done. But the doing is really what matters. I want to be doing it. I don't want to be learning. The thing I don't want to be doing is not learning. It's not like being creative. I don't think you have to learn I don't think learning is a pillar of creativity necessarily. Maybe it is. I don't know. This is just what I'm thinking right now. This is not that important. Love is too much right now. Love and joy and all that. It's just too soft. It's too much. It's not savage enough. I need to be a little bit more, you know, I'm not ready for all that. It's just it's too nice. It's too nice. I'm not ready for that. Loyalty? No, this is annoying. Loyalty is annoying. Don't be loyal. Loyalty? No. Don't be loyal. Don't be loyal for no reason. Being loyal for no reason is so fucking annoying. It's like I'm loyal, bro. It's like, dude, who fucking cares? Who cares? I don't know. I think I'm taking loyalty for granted. Probably. I'm loyal, like I just I feel like loyalty and ignorance go hand in hand. And if you're loyal in an ignorant way, I don't like that. And I don't think loyalty just isn't that. I don't think it's that important. Like, does that mean I'm not loyal to my family or whatever? It's like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Making a difference? This is too basic. I don't want this. I don't care. Making a difference. Obviously, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Everything is just differing. You don't have a choice. I don't like this. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is interesting, but it's too intentional for me right now. Like, being mindful to me is a mistake because it just involves too much thinking. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I think this is green. This is green. I need to work on this, but it's difficult. Motivation. We don't need motivation. We need drive. We need discipline. Motivation is 2015. Yeah, motivation. Who cares? Optimism. Actually, you know what? This is green. I need to work on this. I think optimism, not necessarily expecting a positive outcome, but just blind faith. Where's faith on here? There's no faith. I'm going to do optimism in place of faith. We need to green this because we just need to believe. Like, we just need to believe. We need to believe. That's it. It needs to be done. Why not? Let's just do it. Open-mindedness. Yeah, I feel like my mind is pretty open, so I don't really care. Originality. We already talked about that. Originality and what is it? Innovation. It's like all the same shit. Passion. Yeah, passion. Passion and performance. Passion. Passion is just too generic, but it's like, yeah, passion. Be passionate. Be passionate. Passion can also feel angry to me, though. But yeah, I don't know. This kind of goes with expression. I would just say expression, so we'll skip this. Performance is kind of the same thing, expression. I do definitely value performance, though. Not in terms of like performing at a high level, performance in sense of like embodying something, intentionally embodying a character or I don't know. Performance is kind of the opposite of what I'm doing right now. Like, this isn't a performance. Performing is something I want to do more intentionally. Like, I have this feeling and this experience of, oh, this feels like a performance, but really leaning into it and just being like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking perform. This is sick. This is dope. Personal development, it's too corporate and just like, yeah, obviously growth, proactive. Yeah, I mean, I don't value this. It's just practical. I just do it because it's just something you do. It's like learning. It's like, be proactive, dude. Don't do stupid shit. Like, don't default on loans. Don't not use auto pay on your credit card. Don't, just be proactive. Do the shit that your mom does. Duh. Professionalism? Oh my God, who cares about that? Professionalism is so stupid. It's so stupid. Stupid. Quality? What? Value? Quality? This is so subjective, but also like kind of true. Like, I do like some high quality grub. Like something tasty is nice. But I don't know if I value it. Recognition, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do value this. It's narcissistic. But it is what it is. I'm gonna red blue this. I think it's more innocent though. It's not it's maybe this is a gray actually. I don't know. Whatever, who cares? I mean, yeah, it feels nice to be recognized. And I think if you're doing something good, the thing with recognition is that it kind of feels like commitment sometimes where it's like you got recognized for this thing and now it feels like you're locked in. Like, oh fuck, they know. Like they know that I can do this. I don't like that. But also if I did something really cool, I would want people to be like, that was dope. So I don't know, it's weird. I don't know. Mixed feelings on recognition for sure. Risk taking, yeah. I need to get going on this. I need to get going on this. I don't know what else to say. I mean, dude, you gotta get going on that. Ambition and risk taking, you gotta get going on that. Nothing too crazy, just, you know, risk taking. It's like, don't be stupid, but also if you keep, like, some things are not risks. It's like conflating something risky with just something that you're scared of is so dumb. I've been doing that for so long. It's like, you know what? I don't even value taking a risk. I just value, it's like, maybe that's boldness. I don't know. Don't think that doing something scary is inherently risky. It's not, because fear is not real. It's like, if you do something that you're scared of, there are zero consequences. If you do something that you're scared of because there's a good reason that you're scared and something actually bad could happen, like, yeah, then don't do it. You know, evaluate that risk. But if you think something is risky that's actually not and you're avoiding doing it and you know low-key that it's not actually a risk, fuck. Fuck, dude. That's tough. That's devastating. I'm talking about me here. This has been a devastating thing in my... Just be careful. Be careful with your risk assessment. Safety. I don't know. I mean, this is obvious. Safety, security, obvious. Service. Don't care. Spirituality. Whatever. What does that even mean? Stability. Nah, I don't really care about stability. Peace. Yeah, I mean, I feel like these kind of go together in a weird way. Well, not the spirituality, but stability, security, safety, and peace. It's like, yeah, I take these for granted. Again, I take these for granted. I don't want to live. Violence should be a choice. It shouldn't be something that you have to interact with, at least not to like a... Yeah, peace, I think, is important. I think the idea of that's like part of human rights and what we should expect is peace is something that we should expect. I think war is just insane and I don't like it. And I get why it happens to a certain extent, but it's like, damn, I'm so glad I don't have to do that shit. That sounds terrible. Perfection. Ugh. Ah. 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 Ah! Playfulness? Oh yeah, so good. We love that shit. Popularity? Nah, it's fine. A little bit of recognition goes a long way. Popularity is not important. Power? Oof. You know, that's tricky because I think if you asked me this a week ago, I would have been like, yeah, power. I need power. But I'm just not feeling it right now. Power is not, this word is not making me feel anything right now. Preparedness. Yeah, actually I do. This is a purple. I think being prepared is really helpful. It's so helpful. Proactivity. It's really helpful. You know, be proactive and proactivity. Come on, professionalism. We already had that. Punctuality. Who cares? Relationships. That's covered by communication. The construct of a relationship doesn't really matter. It's like, it's the exchange, it's the connection. That's really what matters. If it comes and goes, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Relationships, no, I don't feel like this matters right now. Reliability, I thought we already did this. Resilience, I don't think anything bad enough has happened to me that I feel like resiliency is like, yeah, like there's nothing I could do in my life where I would then turn around and be like, you need to be resilient. It's like, dude, no. I mean, my world is one in which we take peace and freedom for granted. We don't need resilience. We just need to get it done. We just need to do it. We just need to get going. Resourcefulness, yeah, I mean, that's basically cleverness. Same thing. Responsibility, no, that's annoying. This is just something you have to do. Responsiveness, don't think so. Don't really even know what that means. Security already did. Self-control, no. Unleash yourself. Fuck self-control. Selflessness. I mean, self-control is actually so terrible. This is just making me think like, I'm going to make another video about this, I think, but it's like self-control. If you are trying to control yourself all the time, I mean, maybe you are like really a real crazy guy and you're trying to do some nutso shit. Like you're trying to kill someone and you have to control yourself. Like, yeah, shit. I mean, you should be controlled. And if you can control yourself, that would help us all out. But most people I meet, they don't need self-control. If you're sober, you probably don't need self-control. If you're not sober, you're a fucking idiot. I'm not saying you can't drink or do drugs, but if you're like habitual drug user or alcohol drinker and you are out of control, then yeah, fucking obviously control yourself. Jesus Christ, it's so obvious. Selflessness, no, you don't have to be selfless. Simplicity, yeah, actually, this one, this kind of throw me for a little bit of a loop here, but I think I do actually value this. Simplicity. It's part of getting it done. Don't go too crazy. Avoid extra shit if you can. Don't go crazy. Be lazy. Like, get it done the best way that you can. Don't, you know what I mean? Get it done, move on. Make it simple. Eat something simple. Eat simple. Too much is just too crazy. I mean, goddamn. Success, don't really care. Teamwork, we already talked about this. Thankfulness, thoughtfulness. I don't know. I just thought being thoughtful feels like a burden to me recently, so I'm just gonna let it go for now. Traditionalism, what the fuck? Trustworthiness, yeah. I mean, I think being trustworthy is, honesty pure honesty isn't necessary to be trustworthy. I think communication and trustworthiness is good enough. The honesty doesn't necessarily have to be there. I'm gonna say, yeah, I do value trustworthiness. Understanding, I mean, it's difficult. It's kind of the same thing. Communication and trustworthiness is really my standard. You don't necessarily have to be understanding to get here, I don't think. Uniqueness, we already talked about. Usefulness, that's the same thing as what was it called? Dependability or whatever the hell I was talking about. Like, yeah, at least do the bare minimum, basically. Usefulness, versatility. This is just something you do. You have to be versatile. You got to do it. If you want to get it done, you got to be versatile. You can't be a one-trick pony. You gotta get it done. Get it done. Vision. I wasn't expecting to see this. Okay, vision. Yeah, I think this is going to be a big blue. This is a big blue. Didn't expect to see vision here. Warmth, who cares? Wealth, who cares? Well-being, take that for granted. Wisdom, I don't have any yet. Zeal, I'll be wise when I'm older. Zeal, I don't actually know what zeal means. I think zeal is like resilience, I think. I'm not 100% sure. So let's see. Let's review really quick. Acceptance, adventure, advocacy, ambition, attractiveness, balance, being the best, calmness, cleverness, communication, cooperation, collaboration, decisiveness, enthusiasm, family, fun, humor, growth, independence, intelligence, intuition, mindfulness, optimism, performance, recognition, risk-taking, perfection, playfulness, preparedness, vision, trustworthiness, and simplicity. So vision, intuition, communication, and ambition. I think these big ones, except for communication, is kind of an outlier, but I feel like communication is kind of like the fabric. Oh, yeah. So vision, intuition, and ambition is like communication is what allows you to take all those big things and make it happen in a world that has other people in it. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at these big ones and I'm like, this makes perfect sense for me. Vision, intuition, ambition, and communication. This is really what I really do need to focus on these. This is like my main shit. I want to become very good at this, and I want to value this, and I want to do things that help me move towards this. And I think communication is like the glue. And these are going to be bigger later, I think, probably. So maybe these should be green. I think these being blue is actually not true because I don't actually think I cooperate and collaborate that much currently. Let's see what we had as green. Independence, risk-taking, family, optimism, and mindfulness. Yeah, okay. And then gray is growth and balance. Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, this is all actually making a lot of sense for me. Group the values into most 5 categories that make sense to you. Already done. Choose one value from each group as an overall label for the group. Okay. Core values. Stop the exercise or add a verb. I think I'm happy with what I've done here. Perfection is definitely my greatest enemy. Ambition, intuition, and vision, I feel like all kind of fit together. They're kind of the same. And then communication is like, I think it's like optimism, family, mindfulness, risk taking, independence, all that stuff is like a supporting kind of thing that is I want to work on, but is not absolutely necessary. And then communication, improving communication, and really communication is kind of tied to my feeling of like my goal of becoming fearless and like curing my own social anxiety, as well as being understood and trustworthy. I don't know. I'm kind of tired, but I do feel like this, to me, this is all making sense. Letting go of perfectionism, being the best. I mean, attractiveness, that I don't think that actually is, that doesn't feel that relevant. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. These don't talk about sexuality or desire or anything like that type of stuff that much, which I feel like attractiveness is related to. Just like craving. Yeah. This is making me think of those charts that you can make where they bubble out and it's like, you know what I mean? Like the little bubble thing, the tree, the word tree or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's enough. Maybe I'll make a word tree later. That could be the thumbnail. Nah, whatever. We made it here. I think this exercise was actually helpful. So I'm glad I did this. It kind of just re-solidified what I already knew, but I do feel a little bit more kind of like focused, and it's kind of just like I went for a loop and I'm back where I started and I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I've been saying. Duh, like, duh. So get out there and get her done, basically. Let's go.